So what was your first like encounter, like with psychedelics, either in a strong way or just?
Well, was a friend of mine when I graduated from high school, and they were building that band, so he insisted that we eventually smoke pot and take acid, and I had never encountered old lefties or acid heads or musicians or people who gave a shit about any of this stuff before. It was all new to me. I had just come from Colorado to the West Coast, so I was easily swept into all of this. And he and his friends were into who was that strange heroin-based comedian?
Lenny Bruce?
No, not Lenny Bruce. Stranger, more heroin-based. The guy who did the thing about Dinez. Lord Buckley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they were into all of this stuff. And I had been studying the Evergreen Review for a couple of years, trying to figure out what was going on with the culture. But when I finally got to the scene and all this acid and all this left-wing politics and all that, then I understood. And
so anyway, he
basically turned me on. And
were you kind of fascinated from the get-go?
Well, I'd been worrying about mescaline since I'd read Doors of Perception 3 or 4 years before. And I'd also read Havelock Ellis's The Dance of Life, which has a long chapter on mescaline. Actually, that passage in Havelock Ellis, it's only a page or so, is one of the most seducing passages in all of psychedelic literature. He was taking peyote at the turn of the century. These are the people who really got into under the wire. People who took it 100 years ago. Can you imagine? That is hard to grab hold of.